concrete. And so my first Twitter, pen and paper thought exercise is tweet out or write down or think about what, if you had to sum up yourself in one word, it would be. Okay? One word. You can tweet at me, you can tweet it at the MIZZOU Twitter, you can write it down, you can just think about it. But just start the process of thinking about it. If you had to boil yourself down to only one word, what would that word be? And you know, I think the commercial kind of analogy equivalent is something, you know, that Bridget alluded to, Pantene versus maybe a Dove. I think of Pantene and I think of shampoo. When I think of Dove, I think of women's beauty and women's self-esteem and health, and they've really done a great job as kind of a case study in how to really mark your territory and mark an idea as, you know, this is who we are, this is what we stand for. So you should try to do that in your own life. Okay, how else can you do that? Well, I go through an exercise every year that I'd love to tell you about. It has to do with coming up with 3 words. And those 3 words, I sit down in December and I come up with 3 words that I want to define my next year. And, you know, they're kind of big, thematic-oriented words. And this year they were, for 2013, it was connect, aware, and practice. And so I try to gear all of the goals I have for 2013, or all of the activities I'm doing, or all of the trips I'm taking, or whatever it is, toward either connecting, being more aware, or practicing something. And it becomes a really cool exercise when you get multiple years in, because now this coming December, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to kind of reflect on, did I connect really well? Did I become more aware? Did I practice more in a more focused fashion, or whatever I'm going for with practice? And then you can kind of look forward and do the exercise again. You kind of get this like interesting ebb and flow throughout your life when you look back, and then I think it kind of helps keep you grounded in that credo, and also kind of refocus you forward in kind of how you want to maybe reorient yourself or repivot yourself around your dogma or your credo or whatever your one word is. So that's an exercise that I've found really helpful. It might help you early on in your career. The next point is, you know, people won't tell you this. You've never been told this anywhere in K through 12 education. Your parents probably haven't ever told you this. Your friends surely haven't. But quitting and failure are a really important part of the process that is the search for purpose. And, you know, if no one's told it to you before, you know, welcome. They're a big part of the process. And the sooner, the quicker that you get used to them being a part of the process, and the more comfortable you are with failing and quitting for the right reasons, obviously, I think the more successful, or at least the more set up for success you'll be early on in your career. I was working at Philip Morris as a 23-year-old guy, a year out of college. The marketing budget for my marketing program on Marlboro cigarettes was $565 million. That's how much money I spent in 2009. And you know, that's a crazy number to think about, right? It's I couldn't even really ever think or conceptualize what $565 million looks like. But that's what I spent on behalf of the brand. And you know, I learned a lot there, and it was a really positive and important marketing exercise in my career, because I got to learn from the best. I mean, Marlboro knows branding better than anyone, just about. But ultimately, I couldn't really identify with what Philip Morris was trying to accomplish in selling cigarettes. I'm not a smoker. I would rather just everyone quit smoking. I think that would be probably a net positive to the world for sure. So I couldn't really identify. So for that reason, I had to quit Philip Morris, and I knew I had to move on to something else that I could identify with. And that kind of led to Beehive Sports. And you know, it was a great decision in retrospect. It was a tough decision because I left this cushy job that afforded me a lot of luxuries, a lot of awesome travel and unique opportunities to go start my own company with a shoestring budget and no experience in the field. But ultimately, I quit for the right reasons, because it didn't align with, you know, the purpose I couldn't agree with and couldn't get behind, so I had to leave. So don't be afraid to make those informed decisions early in your career. Go find somewhere that you can really get behind the idea of what the company's doing. Those are the places I think you're going to be able to flourish more as a, you know, young professional in the marketing or communications or whatever really industry you're in. So, okay, let's assume fast forward, you found your purpose, and we've got a lot of Twitter stuff here happening. Some of the words you guys are tweeting out, your purposes: achiever, charisma, unique. All that stuff's tremendous. Find that word and just, really dig your heels into that word. How can you be more of an achiever? How can you be more charismatic? How can you be more unique? And just build that into who you are, and I think you'll have a lot of success. But fast forward, you've already found your purpose. You're really confident that you found the right purpose. Go immerse yourself in it. If you go into my office at my house, it's full of posters that have to do with what my purpose is, and I always try to put myself around people who have a similar purpose or some other purpose that can help me, and activities. But just really immerse yourself in what your purpose is once you've found it, and stick to it. Don't give up. Don't question it. There's a natural voice in the back of your head that's always doubting you and doubting what your decisions are. Believe in it and stick to it. And I think if you believe in it and stick to it for 40 years, you'll be really satisfied with what the end product is at the end of your career. So that was definition number 1. Marketing is the search for purpose. Definition number 2. Marketing. First of all, are there any questions? This is kind of a natural pause point. Everyone good? Following? Cool. Marketing is revealing and repackaging the remarkable to create a sense of wonder. There's a lot of re's in that sentence, I realize, but marketing is revealing and repackaging the remarkable to create a sense of wonder. I look around at people I work with, people I deal with, the customers at Beehive Sports, and life is kind of numbed